be showing you how to do this very summery, fun hair bow into a pancake Dutch braid. And I just kind of made this up while I was experimenting with hairstyles, and I thought this was so cute and perfect for summertime. So if you want to find out how to do this hairstyle, then keep on watching. Okay, so the items that you're going to need are just your hairbrush, a comb, and I'm going to be using this one from Sally's Beauty Supply that I've shown you guys before, some bobby pins, and some little tiny hair elastics, and I'm going to be using one clear one and one black one. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that you're going to need to do is just brush out your hair to make sure that there are no tangles. And then I went ahead and put my bangs up in a puff, but this is optional whether or not you have bangs or not. If you do have bangs, you can decide whether or not to leave them out or put them up in a puff like I did. Now you're going to take the end of your comb and part off a section from the top of your head to behind your ear, just like that. And then you're going to want to just do like a little practice run and see if it'll lay flat against your head when you pull it back. And if it does, then you're good to go. So you can see here I'm just kind of combing it out with my fingers and making sure that it'll lay flat. And when I'm happy with that, then I'm just going to twist it out of the way and just temporarily hold that in my mouth while I do the other side. So again, just part another section off. And I'm showing you here how you can get too thin of a section. Like this was too thin for me, so I went back and parted a little bit of a thicker section, and you want them to be about equal in terms of like how thick they are. Okay, and then once again just kind of do like a little practice just to see if it'll lay flat, and then we're ready to move on. Okay, so now you're going to take both sections and you're going to lay them flat and put them together in the back. And I'm just going to smooth that all out and make sure that that all looks nice. And then I'm going to grab a clear hair elastic. And since I have an assortment of black and clear hair elastic, it took me a little while to find a clear one because I'm running out of those. But anyway, it's pretty important that you use a clear elastic for this step, so that way it stays hidden and you can't see it as much. So I'm just going to secure those two parts of my hair together in the back. And I'm going to do about 3 loops, and then on the last loop I'm going to pull this through about halfway. Just like that, and I'm just going to leave my thumb in between there. Then I'm going to separate that loop into 2 halves, like that, and this is a little tricky, but you're just going to lay both halves flat against the back of your head, and then grab a bobby pin and slide it from the top down. So you can see here I'm going to lay it flat, and then I'm going to hold that steady, kind of squeeze it together, take my bobby pin and slide it from the top of that bow down to the bottom. And then I'm going to fan the bow out, so kind of spread it apart. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So take a bobby pin, go from the top down, and then spread that out, just like that. And now is where you're going to need a hand mirror. So this is a really important time that you go and you look on making sure that this is all even. And I gotta say, this is the hardest part of the hairstyle on getting it even, and you can see here I was struggling a little bit with getting the bobby pins to stay hidden. But just do your best, and it's okay if it's not perfect because it's still really eye-catching and looks awesome, even if you just have a little bit of a mistake. So just keep working at it and trying to get that even. Okay, and so now that I'm pretty much finished messing with it, it's not perfect, but I am happy with how it looks. So now I'm going to take a little piece of hair from right underneath, and this could either be part of the ponytail or just another random section of hair. You're going to take it straight through the middle of that bow and reach under and then pull it through. And you can use a topsy tail for this step if it's easier for you, but I don't have a topsy tail, so I'm just going to use my fingers. And I'm going to pull that tight, and as I'm pulling it tight, I'm going to grab another bobby pin and my hand mirror first just to make sure that looks okay. And then I'm still holding it down so it doesn't loosen up. I'm going to grab another bobby pin, and this time I'm going to pin from the bottom up. So when we were doing the bow halves, you're pinning from the top down, and when you're pinning the middle section, you're going to pin from the bottom up. And I'm just pinning straight up and trying to hide those bobby pins as best as possible. And I added 2 bobby pins in that middle section just to make sure that that stays secure. And then once again, just kind of mess with the bow a little bit and make sure that you like it. And now this is hairstyle number 1, just as an option if you just wanted to do a simple half up, half down hair bow. This is super cute, but now we're going to move on and add the Dutch braid. Okay, so to add the Dutch braid, you're just going to grab the section of hair right underneath the bow, so a pretty large section, and you're going to split that into 3 sections. And you're going to begin a very loose Dutch braid. Do not, I repeat, do not pull tight on this at all, or your bow will come right out. Trust me, it will. So be very loose-handed as you're doing this Dutch braid, and just hold those strands very lightly, and it's okay because we're going to be pancaking it, so it needs to be loose and messy anyway. But just make sure you are very, very loose-handed when doing this Dutch braid. And I'm also taking very large sections of this braid, so that way I don't get tired and start pulling even more. So I took about 2 to 3 sections on each side of just large sections of hair. And then once I've added all of the rest of the hair, I'm just going to continue with a regular braid all the way down. And this gets a little challenging to do on the back of your head, but I find if you move the braid outwards, it's easier to braid. So like lift your hands up and then you can braid it all the way down a lot easier, like I'm doing here. It really does make a big difference. And I'm just going to braid that as far down as I can. And then I'm going to just secure it off with a little elastic. This time I'm using a black one, but you could use a clear one if you prefer. And I'm just going to secure that. Okay, and once that is all done, I'm going to grab my mirror and just check it, make sure that I like how it looks. And now we're going to begin pancaking the Dutch braid. And I don't know why I have this fascination of starting to pancake my braids in the middle. Don't ask me why, I've just always done it that way and it seems to work for me. But you can start pancaking from the top down, from the bottom up, whatever way works best for you. But you're just going to tug on that braid, and once again, be very loose-handed when you reach the top. Otherwise, you will start pulling the hair bow out. So I'm just pancaking this and working with it. And you can pancake it as little or as much as you would like, or you don't even have to pancake it at all if you would prefer, but I love for my Dutch braids to be really pancaked and loose, so I'm just going to mess with it till I like how it looks. Okay, and once you're done pancaking, then once again just grab your mirror and make sure that you are really happy with how it's all put together. And then you are all done. And I was super happy with how this turned out. I was hoping for a kind of loose, messy look, and that's what it turned out to be. And I think this hairstyle is super cute because it looks like the bow is forming just right into the Dutch braid, and I'm sure you'll get a lot of compliments on this if you wear it out. So yeah, I'm just showing you now some different views, and I'm just checking it out. And here's the completed hair bow into a pancake Dutch braid. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you try out this hairstyle or any other hairstyles that you find on my channel, please share them on Instagram with me using the hashtag braidsbysophia_recreation, and also go and tag me in the photo Braids by Sophia, and I will go and like and comment on all your photos and maybe even repost them. So definitely I would love to see your recreations of this hairstyle. So go do that, and I will see you guys next week. Love you. Bye! Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you try out this hairstyle, please share your recreations with me on Instagram using the hashtag braidsbysophia_recreations, and I will go like and comment them. Be sure to tag me in the photo as well so that I have even a better chance. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really